Can.
There we go.
God,
Recording is back on.
Okay, Rabbi Klein is with us. I don't know. I don't know.
All right. So I was going to say, just to give you an overview of the schedule of a typical day at the retreat, and then I'm going to let Brian talk about his experience. Is that the schedule starts off in the morning. We have 7 o'clock in the morning. We sometimes have some fitness classes. 7:30. There's Shachar davening, prayer service, followed by 8 o'clock. There's delicious breakfast spread, juice bars, cheesecake bars, everything you can imagine. And then from 9 a.m. to 12:30, we have 3 session opportunities, and at each time there's 5 options going on. So there's always something for you to learn or be inspired. We try to have a variety of different topics for people to enjoy, from Jewish history to ethics to Talmud to Hasidus to spirituality to human interest stories, all different sorts of. Maybe soon I'll give you guys some a sneak peek at some of the ideas that we're having this year. So we have, like I said, we have 5 options at one time, and then that happens again and again, so 3 times, and then there's lunch, again, great spread, and then another 3 sets of sessions, which also have 5 options to pick from, and you get to pick that on the spot, whatever sounds interesting to you, or if you want to go with somebody that you became friends with and you guys find something you like, you pick where you want to go. You hear that that's a good speaker, hopefully you'll get to hear them again. And then in the evening, 5:30 in the evening, is a beautiful sit down gala dinner each evening, 3-course dinner with great speakers again, and followed by, after dinner, we usually have some entertainment, whether it's a concert or some comedy, some nice exciting stuff in the evening to wrap it all up, and of course followed by a Viennese table of desserts. That's what the highlight of the evening for some people is. So that's just a glimpse of the daily schedule. I'm going to let Brian talk about. Brian, why don't you tell us, which retreats have you been at?
Yeah, give us a little background, Brian, if you could. Tell us a little bit about your backstory, how you've been involved with Chabad, and how you found out about the retreat, and just give us a little bit of your insight onto the retreat. I'm sorry, I'm working off my phone here. I got a little computer problem, so if everybody could please mute themselves, that would really be helpful. I'm going to mute everybody, and then Brian, if you would be kind enough to unmute yourself, that would really be helpful. And then once you're unmuted, we'd love to hear if you give us your background story of who you are, where you're from, and then how you got to become a regular at the retreat.
Okay, so my name is Brian Petry, and I currently live in Baltimore, Maryland. I actually have a connection to Chicago because I graduated high school in Naperville, Illinois, which is West Chicago. So I feel a connection to you all being in Chicagoland. I initially found out about the National Jewish Retreat through a JLI class. That's what really got me hooked. If you love JLI classes and courses, you're going to love the National Jewish Retreat. It's a match made in heaven, in a sense. And actually, the first retreat I went to was the Chicago National Jewish Retreat, because I was like, hey, I can come home and visit my family, my parents, and go to the National Jewish Retreat. So that's exactly what I did. And I've gone every year since, except for the ones in California. And I would have gone to those too, except being in Palm Springs, it was going to add travel days on the beginning and the end, because you kind of have to fly all the way to the coast and then fly back 2 hours to Palm Springs, or you have to fly into Phoenix and then fly out. And logistically, it was just a nightmare. So I thought, you know what, I'll get the retreat lectures instead. But all the others I've been to. So what I prepared this evening was, basically the five reasons why I attend the National Jewish Retreat and why I keep attending the National Jewish Retreat. This is why I was selected, because I'm one of those folks who just keeps coming back again and again. So, and I'm going to kind of highlight some of the things that Rabbi Klein said. But first and foremost, the country's top scholars, and actually some of the world's greatest scholars on Jewish issues, are going to be presenting at this retreat. So you're getting a brain trust of individuals from all across the Jewish landscape to speak on all kinds of issues. So law, medicine, Talmud Torah, Jewish history, Israel's strategic and military challenges, Jewish survival in the midst of persecution, spiritual laws, the nature of man and his relationship to God. So if you love to learn and you're a spiritualist type of a person, and you want to build upon your Jewish foundation, there's probably no better place to get such a wide diversity of Jewish intellectual and spiritual thought as you'll get at the National Jewish Retreat. And just to give you a taste of some of the speakers who I know are fantastic that are coming this year, Dr. Edith Eager was just announced. She is a Holocaust survivor who wrote incredible books about survival and having the right attitude to survive. And she's personally one of my mother's favorite people. She freaked out when she heard that I was going to get to hear her. She wrote a famous book called The Choice on choosing to live in the midst of adversity. Rabbi Shochet from Great Britain across the pond is coming. He's a phenomenal rabbi. He gives very deep and profound sermons that are guaranteed to move your soul. Then there's Rabbi Brisky of California, who will bring you to tears, both with laughter and sadness. He is a force a spiritual and intellectual force to be reckoned with, and he really brings for the human experience. I saw that Mrs. Shimona Zukernik is going to be speaking. She's got that very proper South African accent, and I think she's from South Africa, or maybe she's English too. I think she's South African, but she has a lot of background in Kabbalah, and she's like a life coach, and she has really phenomenal. She always gives really incredible talks and insights on just through her experience of helping people with their personal lives. Realize their dreams and ambitions. And then last but certainly not least, there are many, many speakers. I'm selecting some of the key folks like Rabbi Dr. Label Wolf. Now, he's the one whose material was the foundation of a recent JLI course we took on Jewish meditation. Now, listening to this man alone is an experience. He is very... It's incredible to listen to him, but his focus is living with intentionality and living in the present. So I'm just giving you a taste of the kind of caliber, the kind of people who are coming to this. The second reason why I go every year, retreat attendees are the best people and easiest people to get to know. So you're just going to feel like you've known these people all your life. It's like coming home to family and friends. And I have met so many people. There's people that I only see at the National Jewish Retreat. They come every year and I see them and we reconnect, and then we don't see each other all year and then we come back. So it's kind of like a reunion, but I have met so many people. And just to give you an anecdote, I met a couple there named Barry and Barbara Dolan. They're originally from Georgia, and they moved to Bradenton in Florida, and we really hit it off. A few months after the retreat last year in Atlanta, they invited me to Chabad of Bradenton in Bradenton, Florida, and I can't believe I did it. I accepted their invitation. I came out there. I met Rabbi Mendy Bucket, who's a brilliant Talmudic scholar, aside from being a phenomenal rabbi. And now, to this very day, I am learning in a Talmud class with him every Monday, except for now because of the 3 weeks. But there's an example of a connection. I think the Dolans are planning to come back. So there's an example of a gift that just keeps on giving. I met these wonderful people. They invited me out, and now I'm in the rabbi's Talmud class. So it's phenomenal. Reason number 3, this is a big tent atmosphere with no religious conversion, one of the religious coercion, I should say. One of the popular misconceptions of Chabad is they're out to make people religious. And it's really not about that, because Chabad accepts people for where they are. And that's why you're going to see people of all different religious stripes and all different political philosophies there. There's no pressure to perform. You're just there to enjoy the experience of being Jewish and to learn. It's that sense. That's that simple. And fundamentally, Chabad regards every Jew as holy. And if there's any mission they're going to push, it's just the mission of doing one more mitzvah. And yes, the tefillin wrappers will be present. And every year I do get wrapped at least once, but it's your choice whether you want to do the tefillin wrapping. But I'm just saying it's very laid back. And then number 4, the culminating Shabbat experience is a big Shabbaton, and I call it the spiritual magnum opus of the event. You've been in this cocoon of the retreat experience all week, and then you're leading up to this big Shabbaton. So you're getting, you're with your friends and your new friends, existing friends. The services are beautiful. The sermons are compelling, and there's all this good food to go around. And so if you like that Shabbaton experience of total immersion in the Shabbos experience, you're going to get that the National Jewish Retreat. Also, number 5, the Farbringen. This is one of the great experiences. Farbringen usually happens on Shabbos afternoon, and it's where the men get together with a gang of other men, and women get together with a gang of other women, and you get one of the spiritual and religious leaders to come to the Farbringen. It's kind of like a main speaker. And at least in my experience, what you're able to do is you're able to ask that scholar any question under the sun, and then the alcohol is passed around to kind of help inspire you to explore those new ideas. But really, like Rabbi Jacobson was always our scholar in residence, if you will, for Farbringen in the past. I don't think he's going to make it this year, but wow, you can ask him any question you've ever wanted an answer to, and they will strive to provide the answers. So I don't know where else you truly have permission, and in fact are encouraged to ask any question about anything. Okay, whether it's Judaism, philosophy, meaning of life, whatever, they're there. So those are my 5 reasons. Now, I'm coming at this from a spiritualist perspective. The materialist would add that, look, there's food offerings all day and night for the entirety of the retreat. You're in beautiful accommodations. You're in the Trump Doral this year, which is a beautiful, phenomenal hotel. You're going to have a beautiful room that you'd stay in there, but although you're going to spend very little time in that room, I go there to sleep and to shower, and that's basically it. In terms of what you would wear, I recommend informal casual attire, slacks, short sleeve shirt if you're a guy, and a windbreaker, because even though it's the middle of summer, they've always got the air conditioning on full force. So you need to wear a light windbreaker, at least have it in your bag. So that's that. How do you know that this is going to be for you? Well, if you love the JLI classes, and if you love the Shabbaton experience, if you love Jewish learning, then this is definitely the event for you. And I know it's not cheap, but I think it's a good value. It's worth it to check it out. Like I said, I go back every year, and it's an investment. It's an investment in your Jewish future. So that's the shtick. I'm available to answer any questions or that you may have or concerns, but it's a phenomenal event. That's why I keep going back every year.
Klein, you should be hired by JLI to do their PR. That was wonderful. I'm sorry I had this computer outage right in the middle of the best part. Everything conked out of me, so I'm working off my phone. I apologize for that, trying to get it restarted. Did you mention the website already, Rabbi Klein, so that people can go and get more information?
A website to sign up and learn more information is jretreat.com, as in Jewish retreat, jretreat.com. And you can sign up. So the retreat is running from August 9th to 14th, Tuesday to Sunday, but you could sign up for any or all of it. You can choose to come from Tuesday to Sunday, or you can choose to come just Tuesday to Thursday, or just Friday to Sunday. You can pick your dates when you sign up.
Is that right? That you can go just for Shabbos if you wanted?
Yep, you can.
That's phenomenal, because they don't always offer that flexibility.
Last year we were in a smaller location, so we didn't have that opportunity, but this year we do have that opportunity. Yep.
I tell you what, guys, go the whole thing if you can. That's ideal. But if you only come for part of it and you're going to make a choice, come for the Shabbos. Come for the Shabbos at a minimum. Go ahead, Rabbi Klein. I'm sorry to.
You see, somebody posted in the chat. Chaim and myself will be there. We'll be coming. I know some other people here are coming. If anyone has any questions, we'll let you jump in. Otherwise, I want to thank, and again, I apologize. My computer conked out in the middle, and I'm sort of working here a little clumsily off my phone. Thank you for recording, Rabbi Klein. If you could send me that, I'll post it.
Go on to your Zoom link. I'll just share just a few highlights that I've had from the past few years ago. We had Robert Mirapol, who is the son of Julius and Ethel Rosenberg, that were convicted spies put to death, and he came and he told his whole parents' story and how he was adopted by a cousin and raised, and it came out when he told his story that he had never had a bar mitzvah. and we made him a bar mitzvah on the spot. That was one of I would say all the years me working there. That is definitely one of the highlights that I've had, was seeing that, because that was just an incredible atmosphere. It just encapsulated, you want to say, the Jewish culture, Jewish history, and the Yiddishkeit all right there in that room, which was beautiful. We've had Chief Rabbi Lau from Israel, who's always a fascinating speaker. In addition to some of the speakers that Brian mentioned this year, just to name a few others, Rabbi Manis Friedman is going to be there. He's a great Kabbalist. Rabbi Simon Jacobson will be there as well. We'll also have, this year we're having on Wednesday, August 10th, a full track dedicated to spirituality and wellness. So if you're interested in mental wellness, we have some of the top scientists that explore the intersection of spirituality and wellness that are Jewish. Dr. Dave Rosmarin, Dr. Andrew Newberg, Dr. Lisa Miller. These are some people that have done a lot of research on the impact that spirituality has on our mental well-being. They'll be there for that day, so that'll be a highlight. We'll also have Colonel Golan Vach, who is the IDF commander of the IDF search and rescue team, who actually they were there at the recovery mission at Surfside last summer. He's going to be with us as well. That's sort of be a highlight. And we actually have a federal judge slated to, he's actually the youngest federal judge in the country who's Jewish. And he is slated to present with a rabbi, sort of a comparison of American law and Jewish law. That'll be an interesting highlight as well. Which hotel this year is being held at the National Doral. That's the on the Trump golf course in Miami, just about 15 minutes away from Miami Airport. You can fly in there very easily. And it's beautiful grounds. Like Brian said, you don't really spend much time in your room, but they really are beautiful.
Fantastic. Okay, Rabbi Klein and Brian and everybody, again, I apologize for my computer conking out in the middle, but I really appreciate you spending this time with us and sharing your inspiration. If anybody else feels like they can jump in here and share a thought or so. Otherwise,
I just wanted to add, wow, Brian, you did a fantastic job. And we've never met you. We've gone for about the last 10 years and totally agree. It is a phenomenal experience. We look forward to it every year, and we suggest if anyone has the opportunity to be able to go to a portion of it or all of it, or for sure the Shabbaton, that you should take advantage of it, because it's fantastic. I do also want to add, if you cannot make it, they do sell tapes of the different classes. And Jay and I, when we hike, we usually listen to the tapes. So with the classes that we didn't go to, we're able to hear all the different speakers, and speakers are absolutely phenomenal.
One other thing, that the speakers, there's 4 classes going on every period.
Right. You get to pick
whichever one you want to go to. And then if you don't like it, you walk into someone else's class. Okay. I mean, you just do
it. And then if you and your wife disagree, you split.
Yeah, we do.
We do and everything.
Compare notes.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Okay, thank you. Thank you to Rabbi Klein and to Brian
for sharing
again. I
that.
apologize for my computer conking out, but whatever amount of the recording came out, I will send to everybody tomorrow night. We'll learn Mimer at 9:15. Thank you again. Brian, I'm looking forward to meeting you in person when I come to the retreat. God willing, in a couple of weeks, and we'll introduce with the Pines, and we'll sit down and have dinner together, and we'll schmooze and talk and get to know you a little better. Really, really appreciate your time. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Tonight's class was dedicated Lila Nishma, Spila Basfora Abraham, and Shomer Shav and Aliyah, and we'll see you tomorrow night. Thanks again, everybody. Really appreciate it.
Okay, have a nice evening, folks.
Good night.
Good night.